Sim. Cara, arrumei, cara. Consegui arrumar pelo menos o primeiro capítulo. Depois eu tenho que ver como vai ficar os outros capítulos em si. Mas consegui arrumar sim. Tu vê que tá até com áudio. Eu tenho que ver quais são as pastas que eu tenho que extrair. Eu tenho que ver quais são as pastas que eu tenho que extrair o log. Porque como o jogo você tem que extrair todas as pastas direitinho, às vezes acho que é só o FMV que tem que extrair.
Canis lupus lupus, European wolf.
Here, Wolf. Come on, boy. Here, Wolfie, come on. Come on, Wolfie, Wolfie. Come on, come on. Get the heck over here, will ya?
PC Engine, como assim? Eu tô usando outra coisa, cara. Eu tô usando o VRoom lá, esqueci o nome da parada. O primeiro capítulo aqui eu consigo fazer ele direitinho. Vamos ver os próximos. Mas já travou? Ah, não. Vou tentar fazer o primeiro capítulo bem rápido. Pulando tudo, pra pelo menos adiantar a botar.
So, you're in charge of the zoo's mammal.
Daqui a pouco eu vou até beber um Jack aqui. Meu irmão, eu tomei um banho antes de começar a live.
Can't think of what else.
Eu tô todo detonado já. Eu tô todo estourado na calçada. Bafomé! Caralho, meu irmão, eu tava vendo uns vídeos daquele Xandão lá. Que maluco doido, cara. Que maluco doido, esquizofrênico. Vou dar uma salvada aqui, né? Eita, ele já. Ele conseguiu meu coisa, ó. Meus. Meus saves antigos, ó. Não, 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 não. Deixa eu ver se ele vai carregar então. É, ele não carrega porque eu não botei ali. Já FMV. Deixa eu ver aqui, se eu conseguir carregar aqui. Acho que é o CD3. Tem que abrir, né, no livro. Tem que pegar esses arquivos aqui. Tudo que é 03. Jogar. Aguenta aí que eu já volto aí. Fala que tava estudando a arte de ser Red Pill. A mulher adora ouvir isso. Você explica das filosofias. Calma aí rapidinho que eu já volto já. Tem- Credo, FIFA. Deus credo, o moleque joga futebol. Já volto aqui, vou tentar fazer isso.
Ist das die Ludwig Museum?
Ja, ja. Ludwig der Zweite von Bayern.
Caralho, eu tava no computador, pô. Tava no computador vendo aqui. É bem complicado mesmo. A única coisa ruim é que não fica com áudio durante a transmissão aqui. Moleque gosta de futebol, coisa complexa. Você gosta de futebol? Qual é teu time? Quem te meteu? Piadinha merda, né? Eu acho que aqui já deu, já. Deixa eu dar uma salvada, né? Porque... Não. Aqui é um... Eu tenho que ir no coisa aqui, ó. Que pariu, hein? Isso. Ah, o ingresso Tem que abrir o lá, ainda não... Caramba, nem é esse áudio. Falei, o áudio desse jogo tá zoado. Tá zoadinho o áudio. Merda. Merda. Pra cá, porra. Os caras clicando em tudo aqui. Uma pena, né? Ah, parou. Uf. Vai pra igreja. Porra, esse jogo é maravilhoso, pô. Ah, de novo, ó. De novo essa maldita música. É a música do 1. Primeiro capítulo. Ó, mas não contou nenhum pontinho aqui. Tem 305 desde a hora que eu cheguei. Deixa eu contar os pontos agora, o lobo. Não tem porque eu tô rodando ele no. Eu tô rodando ele no emulador. E aí tem que. Você tem que rodar na. Extraindo os ISOs e tal. É mó chatice do caralho. É, ficou faltando alguma coisa no museu aqui. Sempre alguma coisa no museu. É que o jogo fica sem o áudiozinho, sabe? Alguma não extração que eu fiz. Não, não tem. Amanhã não vai rolar Silent Hill 2 não. Talvez eu saia com uma mulher aí, então. Vamos ver, né? Se chover ou ela cancelar, ou eu cancelar, né? Eu já dei muito balão em mulher já. Às vezes chega na hora eu não tô muito afim, falar. Ou então a mulher também não tá muito afim, fala, vou levar uma amiga, que não sei o que lá. Fala, amiga é o caralho. Ué, qual o problema disso aí mesmo, casado? Sou casado, mas não sou capado. Oi. É alguma coisa por aqui, cara. Já tá em 305. Não, jamais levar a mulher pra casa. Nada, rapaz. Sempre quando mulher leva amiga, que significa que a mulher não quer nada com você. Significa que ela não quer nada com você, ela só tá te enchendo o saco só. Camisinha, sempre levar, é sempre bom. Camisinha, vaselina. Pode rolar cuna também, né? Queria muito ir nesse museu aqui de cor. Mais ou menos. Se for uma muito apertada, vai ficar desconfortável mesmo, igual roupa, né? Se for apertada, fica mesmo. Mas eu uso pouco camisinha. Ué. Porra, a melhor camisinha que eu usei foi uma que uma mulher levou. Ela levou umas 5 camisinhas. A mulher que eu saí. 5 camisolas. Cara, é alguma coisa por aqui então. Porque tem que liberar outra parada ali do coisa. Por incrível que pareça, esse jogo tem na Steam, cara. Ah, agora, viu? Na 306, viu? Tem que ouvir todas as fitas, cara. Isso que é foda, eu não ouço. Aí depois eu fico chorando aí. Ah, 307. Trezentos e oito. Porra, ainda não coisou, ainda tem mais uma. Tem que liberar aquela. Não, Mocreia, vai pra lá. Acho que é 310 aqui que libera. Só transa com a bunda, né? Pra não gastar o pau, né? Caralho, André, não acredito. Porra, travou o jogo. Não acredito que você me perguntou isso, cara. Porra, travou tudo aqui, travou até o. Travou até o Firefox aqui. Vou fingir que nem li isso aí. Ah, tem que conversar com a mulher lá do coisa. Porra, eu não salvei, né, cara? Eu devo ter salvo, mas. É. Ah, 304. Ah, aqui, ó. Do diário.
Ludwig's Tagebuch im Museum?
Porra.
Ja,
Óbvio que não, né, cara? Camisinha se leva várias, cara. Você vai levar uma só camisinha pro motel? Tá doido, cara?
die Tagebücher sind ganz persönlich. Die sind in den königlichen Archiven. Niemand darf die lesen. Aber nein, niemand darf die lesen.
Danke. Im Museum es einen Brief von Ludwig über eine neue Wagner-Oper.
Ja, ja, ich kenne diesen Brief.
Wo kann ich mehr von dieser Wagner-Oper sehen?
Ja, ich weiß nichts über Wagner. Das hier ist kein Wagner-Museum.
Ja, ich weiß.
In Bayreuth
É, né? Que merda isso,
befindet
né?
sich ein Wagner-Museum. Versuchen Sie es halt doch, ne?
Bayreuth. Danke.
Pô, que nem zero isso tudo. Vou dar uma salvada aqui, né? Ah, agora habilitou.
Grüß Gott.
Guten Tag. Ist das die Wagner Museum?
Yeah, you're an American, aren't you? I'm afraid the house is closed this time of year. It will be open next month.
Opa, bem-vindo ao novo inscrito aí.
You are interested in Wagner?
Very interested. Very recently very interested.
Sofia.
Yeah. Most of the house is closed for cleaning, but
Hello.
a few rooms are open.
Thank you,
I shouldn't let
Sophia.
you probably, but if it is only you, you are alone, aren't you?
Endlessly.
Come in and look around.
That's very generous. What do I owe you?
Georg Immerding. There's only a few displays. Besides, I wouldn't be much of a shining knight if I charged you.
Thanks, Georg. My name is Grace.
Hello. Have a good time.
Medo de quê, cara? Richard Wagner, compositor favorito. Pô, o cara morreu de ataque cardíaco. Museu é uma coisa maneira, né? Vocês não curtem não, né? Museu é uma coisa legal. É difícil de acreditar como os caras conservam bem essas paradas, né?
What are you doing here if the museum is closed?
They always like to have a caretaker here.
De geral, né? É
Hopefully,
foda.
I can soak in the atmosphere of the
Focar em quê,
maestro
pô?
while I compose.
What are you composing?
This? Oh, a new arrangement. One of Wagner's pieces.
For the Bayreuth Opera?
I am only a student at the university. I study music, composition, conducting.
Parece umas pessoas meio loucas na Twitch, né? Ô, louco, bicho, na minha vida pessoal e profissional. É, pô, museu é irado pra caralho, pô.
Is there much of a call for conductors in Europe?
Ask my brother. He is the conductor for the Munich Opera.
Well, that's convenient. Does that mean you get free opera tickets?
Yes. I get a week's pass to the Opera
Não, às vezes aparece. Teve um que o cara surtou, né?
Hope I'm still around to see it.
Come with me if you like. If you're still around, I can go backstage and all sorts of things.
I'd love that. If I'm still in Germany, I'll call you, all right?
Yeah, good.
Tell me about Wagner.
He was a character. He spent most of his life
trying to convince rich patrons to subsidize his work. Unfortunately, he had expensive tastes.
Muito
You see, he
engraçado,
believed
né?
that someone of his genius deserved to live well. Can't argue with that.
But Ludwig II supported him, didn't he?
Yeah, sure, but Ludwig came along very late in Wagner's life. By then, he had already been run out of Venice and most major cities because of debt. Ludwig saved him. And the
Muito
music.
engraçado essa porra.
Best thing Ludwig ever did.
Do you know anything about that letter from Wagner to Ludwig in the display case? The one about the diagram?
Ah, no. Some sort of equipment for Ludwig's theater. But I don't know why Wagner would have cared about this. If he was worried about any theater, you would think it would have been his own theater, here, in Bayreuth.
Have you ever heard about the letter that Ludwig wrote to the Munich conductor in 1882 telling him to prepare for a new Wagner opera?
You're full of surprises, for an American.
What do you know about it?
No one knows anything about it. It's like a treasure map, you know? It's probably a complete fairy tale, but it does make you wonder.
Have you ever heard about the wolf panels in the Singers' Hall at Neuschwanstein?
Meu irmão, tá muito calor, cara.
Did my
É
brother say-
bonita, pô. É bonitinha, não é zoada não, ela. Normalmente japonesa tem cara de frigideira, né? Os caras meio esquisitos.
The letter to the conductor, the wolf panels. Ah, my brother thinks I am crazy because of all my theories.
What theories?
This is Quatsch. If there was a lost opera, a lost Wagner opera, and if one could find it, to a conductor, this would be like finding King Tut's tomb. But people have looked for it before. If it ever existed, it is gone forever. My brother says I waste my time even thinking about it.
I'm curious. Is there any other information that points to the lost opera besides Ludwig's letter and the wolf panels?
Esse maluco é o típico do calvo, né? Calvo cabeludo, né?
It's nothing. I'm not even supposed to have seen it. You see, my brother says that Wagner was too egotistical to have produced a lost opera. If he was working on something new, every person in Bayreuth would have heard about it. On the other hand, it was in Ludwig's character to have wanted a private opera.
But it wouldn't
A
have been
calvície mais
private.
leve que tem.
Ludwig's letter shows he intended it to be played in
Pô, esses dias eu tava vendo um filme,
That it would get so
uns
far
filmes que eu vi
without Wagner
da minha
telling others.
infância, o Passageiro
Why keep it a
57.
secret?
O vilão era mó cabelão, meu
Maybe
irmão.
there
Hoje em
was
dia
a
o cara
very
tá
good
carecão, meu
reason
irmão.
for secrecy.
A calvície não escolhe. A calvície Deus deu e a ciência nos abandonou, né?
Never mind.
Vai, vou dar uma salvada aqui, né? Porque. Sabe como é?
Hi, did you have a good time?
Uh-huh. Anything new?
Yes, you had a phone call.
Really?
A man named Professor Barkley. He said you had his number.
I do. Thanks.
Não existe porque ia falir muito negócio, né, cara? Ia falir. Ia falir vários shampoos de calvície, ia falir muita coisa, né? É tipo um mercado, né, cara? Cremes, etc, assim, né? É igual você sair a cura pra AIDS, né? Sair a cura pra AIDS, vai. Pera aí, ela falou que o quê? Ah, foi o que eu fiz. Eu peguei o telefone dele. Ah, caralho, vocês nem sabem o que é isso, né? Telefone fixo, né? Eles nem pegaram nessa época.
Hello?
Hi, Professor Barkley. It's Grace.
Oh, good. I have a name for you. It's Herr Josef Dahlmeier, and he specializes in Bavarian history, and I think he's somewhere near where you are.
Herr Josef Dahlmeier. Great, got a number?
Yeah, I do. It's 4982 555 2234.
Thanks a lot. Sorry about the bother.
That's no bother. When are you coming back to school, Gracie?
When I figure it out, I'll let you know.
Well, be good.
É, pô. Porra, o meu primeiro laptop, cara, que eu ganhei foi preto e branco a tela. Pra você ter uma ideia. Não, desse telefone não, mas eu já tive telefone sem fio em casa.
Hallo?
Hallo, sind Sie Herr Josef Dahlmeier?
Yeah, you must be Grace Nakamura, the American history student.
Yes,
I hear you're interested in Ludwig II.
very.
Good. There's something I want to show you. Drive to Berg on Starnberger See. Meet me at the Memorial Chapel.
All right, thank you.
Oh, wait. Was there anything you wanted me to look into before we meet?
Well, I was hoping you knew something about someone called the Black Wolf. He was a contemporary of Ludwig's. He lived in Prussia, I think, and he was well connected.
Never heard of him, but I'll check. See you there.
Thanks. Bye.
Bebendo Jack Daniels. O néctar dos deuses. Ah, agora ela pegou um livro, né? A biografia do Ludwig.
scared, huh?
Yes.
Não, eu botei no cartão de crédito, pô.
Have you heard from Gabriel at all?
No, Grace, I'm sorry.
Never mind.
Cara, só raspando a cabeça pra gente ver, né? Deve ficar muito feio, cara. São poucas pessoas que ficam bem careca. Eu fiquei bem porque eu tenho um formato do rosto e tal. Aqui. Eu queria ir em todos esses lugares no jogo quando era criança. Conhecer todas essas localizações.
This is where he died. You must be Grace. Herr Dahlmeier.
Hello.
Josef. I didn't mean to startle you. I wanted you to see it. I feel him here the most, you know, more than at the castle. So, what did you want to know?
Professor Barclay says your hobby is Ludwig.
Yes. He was the last real king that Bavaria had. As a Bavarian
quer
and a
assumir.
history buff, well, that's
O que
enough
vai
to
ser
hook
mais
me right
difícil de
there.
assumir? A careca ou a viadagem?
He was a romantic, you know, a dreamer. And he was misunderstood, maligned. And
Sounds like you can relate.
me? Hell, I have it easy. At least I live in the 1990s. And not every eye in the country is on me. But yes, I can relate.
You know about Ludwig's diary, right?
Of course.
How can I get my hands on it?
I'm sorry. I have been trying myself for 5 years. They keep it locked up tight in the Royal Archives and they don't let it out. They must think it contains things that will hurt his image.
They won't let anyone see it, not ever?
Only one person outside of the government ever got to see it, a biographer, Sir Richmond Chapel. He had friends among the German royals and they let him look at it.
Did you ever try to contact Chapel? Pick his brain?
No? And I don't believe I never thought of that. If you do and you find out anything, you must share.
It's a promise.
Sai fora. Sai fora.
Tell me about Ludwig.
I don't know where to start. There's so much. Politically, the most significant thing about Ludwig II was that he signed over independent Bavarian statehood to Prussia in 1870. Bavaria became a part of United Germany, and Ludwig became a figurehead prince under the Prussian Kaiser.
Why do you think he did that?
Bavaria had been involved in the 100 Years' War. People were tired of fighting. Prussia's push to unite the German states made some amount of sense. Still, Ludwig must have had other options. At the very least, he should have negotiated
Acho que ainda
better
tá.
terms.
So what was the real reason?
He was manipulated.
O Ian não tem cara de bicho, não. Ele tem cara de ganso, ele, de assaltante. Olha o Jack aqui. Coisa bonita, coisa formosa. Kim e Blade, ambos sem luz, né? Agora é a hora deles se conhecerem, né?
Personally.
Eles levarem umas velas lá e fazer um jantar à luz de
We find
vela.
two perspectives on Ludwig. The view the tourists get is the romantic ideal, Ludwig the tormented loner. Then there is the historian's point of view.
Psicopata não
Ludwig
tem
was
cara.
plagued with guilt over his sexual orientation and was driven mad with self-loathing.
But I take it you're not buying either point of view.
Well, it's all too convenient.
Ainda tô
isn't it?
pensando em qual jogo trazer amanhã.
That he was a
De
devout
manhã. Acho que eu vou tentar
Catholic, there is
trazer
no question, and I'm
o.
sure there were pressures on him to be
Acho que eu vou tentar
normal.
trazer o GTA 4.
But he was no prude. He loved Byron. Yes. Philosophy, the French court. If anything, Ludwig was too much an egomaniac. He didn't give a damn what anyone thought. And besides, he didn't try to hide any of his relationships. If he suffered from anything in his romantic life, it was disillusionment. No one loved him back as purely as he himself loved.
Well, if it wasn't sexual guilt that tormented him, what was it?
I don't know. His diary was filled with self-guilt.
É que
I'm
foto
sure
é
it's
foda,
not
né,
about
cara? Não
that.
dá pra julgar muito, né?
If I knew, I'd write
Mas
my
tu
own
parece ser bem
bestseller
novo
if
nas
it's
fotos,
straight,
cara.
so to speak.
Parece ter 15, 16 anos. Parece ser bem novo mesmo. Eu sou burro velho. Não, mas não, nada a ver.
Have you read anything about Ludwig's midnight sleigh ride?
Todo o time do queima.
Would that have been
Queimas
something?
escondidas.
To be out at night and suddenly see him sweep by with his entourage. They say
Eu
the
tinha um amigo
night
meu que era
had to take
assim.
Ludwig, and that being outdoors
Ah,
and the
tá
rushing
explicado.
feeling
Vou
of
ter que
the
botar
sleigh
foto
calmed
quando é
him down.
velho, pô. Eu
Sometimes
tinha um
even
amigo
the
meu que ele é
sleigh
assim, ele
wasn't
sempre
enough.
falava que não era,
Would
que não
stop in
era.
some remote woods,
Aí ele
order
foi
his
pra
servants
Europa
to
pra
stay
queimar a
put and go
rosca.
wandering
Ele
off
falou
by
que só
himself
queimaria a
on the
rosca
roads.
na Europa porque
He
ele tinha
drove his
vergonha
servants crazy.
de queimar a rosca aqui no Brasil, alguém vê ele.
Tell me about Bismarck.
Bismarck. He was the Prussian Kaiser's chancellor. Not a nice man. Bismarck had a reputation for learning people's weaknesses
André
and
sempre dormindo.
manipulating them. It's a matter of record that he had spies on Ludwig's staff. He may even have had a henchman even closer to the king. And he was involved in the conspiracy to declare Ludwig insane.
Did you find out anything about the Black Wolf?
Tá devendo, pô?
I'd read about him before, but I
Cara, eu
hadn't
tô com
realized that
calor
was
nas
who you were
pernas, que
talking
puta
about.
que...
His name was Godin. Paul Godin. I found a reference to
Como
him
assim
in
valeu de
Paul
nada? Ele é um
Godin's
desconhecido na Europa, pô.
I've never heard
Ninguém
of him.
conhece
Who
ele, ele
was
foi
he?
lá pra queimar, pô.
Godin lived on the fringes of the Prussian court.
Foi lá pra
He
queimar a
was
rosca.
handsome, charming, dangerous, or so they say. He was variously rumored to have been a foreign prince, a Prussian spy, even an
Ih, tá
assassin.
devendo, então.
Since you were interested in him, I found out some things that are probably true. It said he came from abroad in the mid-1800s, but claimed high German blood.
Do you know where he came from?
No. And he was ruthlessly ambitious. He probably found out who held the power, Bismarck, and offered his services. Bismarck was a good judge of talent, of that sort anyway.
É engraçado. E aí, João, certinho? Então, não chegou a ser de Tragedal, não. Ele foi pra PC. Ele foi lançado pra PC.
What else do you know about Godin?
He must have done something remarkable. Bismarck was not a generous man. He liked to string people along with promises, but rarely came through. He did for Godin, though. He gave him a royal title and lands in 1863. And that was the last reference I found to him.
Well, how could he just disappear?
It's not that unusual. Back then, when you were given a title, you usually changed your name and moved to a place where no one knew your past, so you could act with impunity. Or be a pompous ass and get away with it.
Is there any way to find out what Godin was called after he got his title?
Is it that critical?
It might be.
Well, you could send away for a copy of the entitlement deed, assuming it has been destroyed during one of the wars. Godin's new name would be on it. But you would need a research permit from the government to access those records, and they can be very hard to get. A lot of red tape.
Great. What do you know about Ludwig's hunting accident?
A couple of years ago, I was introduced to this great old man, a real old world farmer. Well, his grandfather was Richard Horning, Ludwig's equestrian. Oh,
Eu tiro
he
pouco,
told
é
some
só.
great Ludwig stories. Sometimes I get lucky. Anyway, he said that after the hunting accident, Ludwig got terribly ill, that he had a fever and was acting crazy. They were afraid that the wolf had been carrying a disease or that the bite had gone septic.
A wolf bit him?
Yeah, it's not so unusual. There were a lot of wolves in the Alps back then. The servants were really worried, but Ludwig recovered, physically anyway. Horning's grandfather said it was the fever that broke
O
Ludwig's
motivo de
mind.
estar tão quente esse ano é aquele El Ninho, que é de 4 em 4 anos. Jamais. Vai ficar igual uma piaçaba. Vai ficar igual
What do
barba.
you mean Ludwig got worse after the accident?
Ludwig always had been a very private person. But after the accident, he got darker, more crazy. Towards the end, he was even forcing his servants to enter his chambers bent over so they couldn't see his face. Horning's grandfather said his temper was fearsome. He would fly into a rage at the least mistake.
Must have been terrified of him.
Yes, well. Horning's grandfather felt sorry for Ludwig, and Ludwig hated his own violence. He was always giving gifts to his servants to apologize.
You mentioned that there were other reasons why Ludwig's servants feared him.
That's another of Horning's mysteries. There's a story about
E aí, viu o print lá da velocidade, ô André? Aquilo que é velocidade, meu irmão.
Wagner!
Yeah. The two would lock themselves in the singer's hall. Horning's grandfather said the sounds that came from there were awful. Well, the servants had superstitious minds anyway. Some of them quit over it, just walked away.
What kind of sounds?
Horning's grandfather called them heartbreaking and ungodly. Maybe it was Wagner trying to sing.
Well, I guess that's all for now. Thanks for your help.
It's my pleasure. And if you ever want to talk again, just give me a call.
Fibra, né, cara? Fibra é uma maravilha.
Bye.
Rápido pra caralho e estável. A única coisa ruim da fibra, ao meu ver, aqui é... Ela... Tipo, se o cabo você tem que tomar todo cuidado, que se entortar ou quebrar, meu irmão, é aquele abraço. Aquele abraço.
Hi, Gerda. I'm back.
Good.
Tem que perguntar pra ela da permissão.
Gerda?
Yes.
Gerda, do you have any idea where I could get a government research permit? I don't have time for a lot of red tape.
You should ask Herr Übergrau. He can maybe get such things very fast.
You think? I was gonna write Gabriel today anyway.
Eu vou dar uma salvadinha aqui também. Sempre salvando essa desgraça aqui, né? Foda que o jogo fica coisa, né? O jogo fica sem o áudio do fundo.
Hallo, Bertel München.
Hi, I have a book of yours on Ludwig II. The author's name is Sir Richmond Chapel.
Yes, how can I help you?
Well, I'm doing some research on Ludwig, and I was hoping you could get me in contact with the author.
I'm afraid Sir Richmond Chapel is deceased.
Oh.
However, his son is living.
Oh. Well, is there any way you can put me in touch with him?
And who are you doing this research for?
Well, I'm working with Professor Barkley from Yale University.
All right. Thomas Chapel's number in England is 41 20 555 771.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Bye.
Agora vamos ligar pra esse maluco, né? Não, tá doido? Não é nada.
Chapel resident.
Eu já vi o rosto do Dr.
My name
Cunhão.
is Grace Nakamura.
Ele é
I'm
meio
calling from
gordinho, ele.
Ludwigsburg, Germany. Is Thomas Chappell there, please?
Speaking. What may I do for you?
Ele
Miss
parece a
Nakamura?
Bu do
This is gonna
Laranja.
sound crazy, but
is-
I have a copy of your father's
Orange is
biography
is
on
the
me
new
in a
black.
second. I understand he had access to Ludwig's diary.
Yes.
Well, oh God, I'm not even sure. He didn't make a copy of it or anything, did he? Or perhaps he took good notes?
He wrote down a complete translation in English. He said he couldn't make headway with the German version. Ludwig's handwriting was rather brogue, you know.
He wrote down an English translation. Do you still have it?
Well, unfortunately, my father was allowed to see the diary only on the grounds that he wouldn't publish the entire work. I can't let you see it. Have you tried contacting the National Archive?
No, I don't have the kinds of connections your father did, or the time.
That's unfortunate, but I really cannot let it out of my hands.
I understand. It was just a shot in the dark.
Very well. The best of luck to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chappell.
Ah, que tadinha da Grace. Mas depois o cara se sensibiliza e manda. E manda uma cópia do diário. Cara, escreveu a carta. Tô indo pro capítulo 5 já. Pô, fiquei sabendo que o canal daquele Thiago Santinelli lá vai sair do ar. O humorista mais sem graça que tem. Humorista que só sabe fazer... Caralho, quanta coisa até aqui. Tem que pagar, né? Paga, paga. É, já foi bom os humoristas já.
Dankeschön.
Bitte sehr. Brauchen Sie noch etwas?
Danke.
Bitte.
Are the Smiths in their room?
Ja, I believe so.
Could you ask them to come down, please?
Ja, natürlich.
Porra, a mulher não sabe fazer humor, cara. São muito raras. Mulher brasileira que sabia fazer humor é a Consuelo Leandro, Heloísa Perizet.
I had a dream last night. I didn't remember it at first, but I saw something today at one of the museums.
What was the dream?
I was being chased in the woods by wolves. And I saw a sleigh. Ludwig was inside.
Stand-up por si só já é uma merda, né? Stand-up feminino
I
aí,
thought I was safe.
aí fode tudo.
But then he turned into a wolf.
So what do you think, Mother?
A dream of rescue is a spiritual guide dream. The High Priestess in Gabriel's cards must be linked to Ludwig somehow.
What do the wolves represent?
I'm a psychic, dear, not Freud. But the warning I got was about the black wolf, wasn't it? And the wolves in the dream. It must be the same danger.
It's so frustrating. The more I find out, the more questions I have.
Why don't you try a little communicating of your own? Ludwig's the link. Appeal to him. The answers may not come right away, but at least you'll give the guide something specific to say the next time she contacts you.
Isn't there any way that you could, you know, do a psychic reading on Ludwig or something?
To tell you the truth, I've been trying all day to make contact, but I only feel great despair. Ludwig's soul is not at peace.
I'd better go.
Anytime you need us, stop by.
And be careful now.
Thanks.
Só sabe falar sobre putaria, pô, coisa chata. Só me falar sobre putaria. Vê aquela Bruna Luiz, caralho, como é que ela tem público? Puta que pariu. E lota, né, cara? Nos shows dela lotam. Ah, é do lado da catedral. É pra cá? Pô, aquela Tata Werneck é horrível. Gente, dá pra entender nada que ela fala. A Dani Calabresa é menos pior que ela.
Gibt's das denn die Lilienblühen schon?
Sehr schön.
Ja, aber es ist doch noch so kalt. Für Sie ein Geschenk von der Madonna.
Oh no.
Nehmen Sie sie ruhig. Heute Nacht wird es kalt und sie wird sowieso erfrieren.
Alemão tem muita consoante, né, cara? O idioma, né?
Thank you.
Tem muita consoante.
I'm trying to figure out what you want me to do, but I need more information to work with. If you can send any my way, I'd appreciate it.
Hi. You just had a phone call. It was Frau Gelder at the post office. She said a fax came in for you there.
Really? I wonder what it was.
Maybe it's from Gabriel.
Don't hold your breath.
É, quem trabalha em mercado, pôr de gasolina, não tem férias, é o tempo todo. É o tempo ruim o tempo inteiro.
Hallo, Frau Gelder. Haben Sie etwas für mich?
Ja, ein Fax. Ein sehr langes Fax. Das ist aber nicht vom Schattenjäger.
Ist okay. Dankeschön.
Thomas Chapel. Oh.
Caramba, pelo poder de Maria, Mãe de Deus, juro abster-me do pecado final e manter o controle sobre minha carne. Jurado pelo poder da flor de lis. Tá com medo, cara? Tá com medo? Saiu aqui na capinha do controle remoto. Não, eu não vejo BBB. Deve ser, né? Glóbulo e os seus marketings. Marketing, né? Como eu falo. Duas mil seiscentas e oitenta horas. O canal tá quase pegando as 4.000. As famosas 4.000 horas. Estamos chegando lá, hein? Deixa eu salvar aqui porque.
Hi, Gerda. I'm back.
Good.
Meu irmão, que calor, cara. Que calor do caralho.
That's me, Gabriel Knight.
Que Gabriel Knight, cara. Tá doido. Estás louco, hombre? Ah, eu acho que eu tenho que mostrar isso pro cara lá. Não, 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 não. Eu tenho que escrever uma carta. E agora, pra onde eu faço? Tu quer casar com essa mulher, cara? Ué, não acabou o capítulo? Sai desse armário, rapaz. O armário já tá te empurrando já, pô. Ai, tá doido? Cara, eu acho que eu tenho que mostrar o diário do Ludwig pro maluco lá. Eu tô com um detonado na mão aqui. E o detonado não especifica essas paradas. É. Que isso? VTMNC. É algum código LGBT? Eu não conheço esse.
It just so happens that I have a copy of an English translation right here. There's something I wanted to show you. Read this one.
August 1880. The experiments go better and better. Faye has proved as loyal and determined as ever. It remains only to put the finishing touches on the completed opera. And to make up the diagram for the crystal. My God!
Mas eu não sei mesmo não, pô.
I want to show you something.
Maluco, hoje eu acordei 5 horas da manhã com vontade de ir ao banheiro. Chego lá, não é nada demais. Ó, Red Pill não xinga, hein.
July 1881. Richard returned from his meeting with the king. Never have I seen him so pale. I was concerned for his heart. He would not speak with me, but immediately shut himself up in his study and started working on a new project. He will not tell me the first thing about it. He will only say that it was time he repaid his king. It confirms Ludwig's diary. He wasn't crazy.
Yes, but Ludwig says that the opera was completed. Imagine that, completed. There's something else.
August 1882. We had a messenger tonight from the king. He brought a letter which Richard burnt. I did manage to see a bit of it. It said something about a great night in Munich and that it would be Richard's supreme triumph and someone else's destruction. Ludwig then wrote that even though he himself would probably die, his immortal soul would be freed thanks to Richard. I worry for poor Ludwig and for us. Where will we be if his madness continues? Surely someone will put an end to it. Wow.
There's one more.
May 1883.
Porra, quem te chamou disso, cara? Que sacanagem.
As he instructed moments before he closed his eyes forever. I could not even bring myself to care what was in it. What could it matter now? Whatever it is, I hope it brings the king good memories of Richard. He did so much for my beloved.
The package.
É, aí trava porque eu não tenho o capítulo 5. Calma aí que eu já volto, vou ao banheiro aí. Acho que eu vou encerrar por agora, 11h30 já. Vou encerrar. Então vou encerrar por aqui, amanhã voltamos. Amanhã voltamos. Fui-me, até amanhã. Valeu, meu querido, bom descanso aí.